Ever feel like you're just drowning in information? Like there's way too much noise to really figure out what's going on with a topic. Well, that's kind of why we're here, right? With the deep dive, we try to cut through all that, pull out the important stuff, and, give you a shortcut to actually being informed. Hopefully, with some of those surprising bits, those aha moments that make it stick. Today, we're diving into something more than just an app. It's really a whole financial ecosystem, kind of changing how money works for, well, a lot of people. We're looking at Whish Money. It's this really popular digital wallet and financial services app, mostly used in Lebanon. We've gathered some materials describing the app itself, its huge range of features, tech company that built it, and honestly, a pretty unique take on what in-app purchases even mean in this context. So our mission today, you want to unpack how Whish Money really functions as this all-in-one platform. We'll get into its main features, look at the tech supporting it all, and importantly, we'll break down their different idea about in-app purchases. The aim is to give you, our listener, a really clear picture of this whole digital solution and how money moves within it. Okay, so let's dig in. Whish Money. It's become a huge name for digital finance in Lebanon, and it's not just, another e-wallet. They really pitch it as this all-in-one platform. What sets it apart is how it connects users to all sorts of services, financial, telecom, even retail stuff. Fundamentally, it's about giving people a mobile way to handle their money, make payments, and access services they need.
Right, and that all-in-one idea isn't just marketing fluff. Especially in a place like Lebanon, where maybe traditional banking has its challenges or complexities, pulling all those daily financial things, paying bills, sending money abroad into one app, that's not just convenient, it can be really transformative. It makes Wish Money feel less like just an app and more like a piece of essential daily infrastructure. That says a lot about why it's caught on so widely.
That's a good point, like essential infrastructure. So is it mainly filling gaps left by traditional banks, or is it creating new financial habits altogether, even for people with bank accounts?
I think it's a bit of both, really. It definitely offers solutions where banks might be, let's say, less accessible or efficient for certain things. But the sheer convenience, the integration, that also attracts users who do have bank accounts.
Yeah.
Because why juggle multiple apps or processes if one thing can handle so much? It encourages a more mobile-first mindset towards money management for a pretty wide range of people.
Okay, makes sense. So with that backdrop, let's look at what it actually does. What's the utility here? First up, money management. Pretty straightforward. You can top up your Wish account either in Lebanese pounds or US dollars, and then manage that balance in the app.
Simple but essential.
Exactly. Then payments. This is where it gets pretty extensive. For paying in person, they have this scan to pay feature, and it's apparently at over 10,000 spots across Lebanon. That reach is, well, it's huge.
2,000, wow, that's significant coverage.
Right. And for online stuff, they give you a free digital Visa card, handy for secure online buying. But what really caught my eye was the bill payments. It's not just, electricity and phone bills. They mentioned paying things like tuition fees, even syndicate memberships. That feels like it goes way beyond a typical digital wallet scope, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That level of integration into really specific local payment needs is key. And besides payments, it's also a big hub for money transfers. It handles both local transfers and international ones. And they've partnered with big names like MasterCard and Ria. That opens up a really broad network, letting users send money to and get money from lots of places around the world.
Okay, so transfers are covered too. What else?
Then you've got prepaid services, buying phone top-ups, gift cards, transferring airtime credit between phones, all doable within the app. Adds another layer of just like daily usefulness.
Yeah, the little conveniences add up. And they also list some other interesting things, like a travel eSIM. That seems quite specific and useful, maybe especially for people in that region.
Definitely. Simplifying international travel connectivity is a smart move.
And they mentioned payroll disbursement for businesses, helping companies pay their local staff through the app. That could streamline things quite a bit for smaller businesses, I imagine.
For sure. It tackles a common operational headache.
So, as you're listening to all this, think about what feature stands out most to you. Is it the sheer breadth? The convenience, maybe one specific service like the bill payments or the international transfers? It's quite a package.
It really is.
But how does it all work? To really get it, we probably need to look under the hood a bit at the technology powering it. Let's get into the engine room, so to speak.
Right. The tech side is definitely important here. The materials point to a company called TechFrac. They're identified as the software company, the ones who developed the digital solutions, specifically mentioning their work on the Whish app. Interestingly, on TechFact's own site, they describe Whish as the biggest prepaid card distribution network.
Okay, so TechFrac built it.
Yes, and understanding their role is key. They provide that underlying technical framework that allows Wish Money to offer such a wide and presumably reliable set of services. Knowing there's a specialized software company like TechFrac behind it helps explain how they can manage all these different functions, especially sensitive things like financial transactions at scale. It speaks to the platform's likely robustness and security focus.
So with TechFrac as the builder, does that suggest it's all custom made for Wish, or are they using existing building blocks from TechFrac? And what does that mean for adding new features later?
Good question. It sounds like a mix. TechFrac specializes in these kinds of digital solutions, right? So while there's almost certainly custom work to fit Wish Money's specific services and the Lebanese market needs, TechFrac probably also brings a sophisticated, flexible base platform to the table. That kind of approach usually means they can be more agile, quicker to integrate new partners or services when needed, which is pretty crucial for an app trying to be all-in-one.
Gotcha. Okay, now for maybe the most unusual part of this, the in-app purchases. Normally when we hear that phrase, we think, I don't know, buying extra lives in a game or maybe paying for a premium version of an app, right?
Exactly. Digital goods, subscriptions.
Yeah.
That's the standard idea.
But Wish Money uses that term differently, completely differently. This is where it gets kind of mind-bending.
It really is a different way of framing it. Think about it like this. Imagine if every time you paid your phone bill through your online banking app, the bank called that action an in-app purchase. That's basically the model here. The Wish app itself is free to download and use, but the term in-app purchases refers to the actual financial services and transactions you perform using the app.
Wait, so just using the service is the purchase?
Pretty much. The act of interacting financially within the app is defined as the purchase. So when you use Wish to, say, top up your phone credit or pay that tuition fee we mentioned or send money internationally, those actions themselves are considered the purchases. And following from that, the core of their in-app purchase concept seems to be the fees associated with those actions. Any transaction fee, like for an international transfer or maybe a specific bill payment service, that fee is the in-app purchase in their definition. You might also run into other charges framed this way, like foreign exchange markups if you're dealing with different currencies.
Wow. Okay, that's definitely a unique way to define it. But it does make me wonder, what does that mean for the person using the app? Does this model affect transparency? How clear are the costs?
That's the crucial point, isn't it? While the redefinition is interesting from a business model perspective, it really puts the responsibility on the user. The convenience is there, absolutely, but it comes with this need to be really aware of the different fees and terms for every single type of transaction you might make. Because each service might have its own fee structure, its own in-app purchase cost. Users really have to pay attention to the specifics, the terms and conditions for each service, to understand what they're actually being charged. It definitely highlights the importance of reading the fine print when you're managing your money digitally like this.
Right, so it requires a bit more diligence from the user side to track those potential costs.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's recap quickly. We've dived into Wish Money, seen how it acts as this comprehensive, all-in-one digital wallet in Lebanon, covering everything from simple top-ups to complex bill payments and international transfers.
A very broad scope.
We identified TechFrac as the tech partner providing the backbone for all this.
Right, the engine behind it.
And we've unpacked this really distinct idea they have of in-app purchases, where it's not about buying digital extras, but about the financial transactions themselves and, crucially, the fees tied to them.
It's a fundamental redefinition, yeah.
So hopefully this deep dive has given you that shortcut we talked about, a clearer understanding of this multifaceted service, maybe some aha moments about how these platforms can work without you having to wade through everything yourself.
And maybe it leaves us with a final thought to chew on. When you have a platform like Wish Money, with such a huge range of services, defining in-app purchases to include transaction fees, FX markups, what does that really mean for financial transparency and for empowering users, especially in places where people might heavily rely on these kinds of apps for almost all their daily financial activities? What are the implications? Something to think about.